we made a plate that will fit inside of the feed door. This is a solid evaporation cover, a very large solid evaporation cover. We will have extra supports. Hey guys, this is Tyler with Top Lids, and yeah, so I'm here with one of the biggest tanks I've ever seen in person, and it's not only a massive tank. This is a 9-foot by 3-foot tank here, but it's also an incredibly nice tank as well. So this is a tank made by Felix. It's a Reef Saavy tank, and it's one of the most gorgeous tanks I've ever seen in my life. And we had the opportunity to help cover this tank because this client will have a lot of tangs in here and they splash water, and he doesn't want it to get on the lights. And he just wanted all of his fish to stay in the tank. And so this is one of the most special lid projects we've ever done, and I wanted to show you guys a little bit more about it. So first of all, if we go to this corner first, this back here, I'm actually going to start here. And if you want to kind of zoom in on this area, this is a little insert door for an auto feeder. So the client has an Avast plank feeder, which is our favorite type of feeder. They're excellent. And this is just a little cutout for it. If he doesn't have the feeder right away, then basically you can just slide this on top of these slots and it'll sit down like that, and then the fish won't jump out. The next thing we have is these massive feed doors. These are kind of our largest size. So this is 3XL. I believe these are 9 inches across. So they're pretty sizable feed doors. They are screened, so they won't get condensation on the bottom. They're very easy to grab. So where these 3 braces meet, you just grab it just like that, lift it up. And they do sit recessed inside of the lid. So they're not going to fall off. I'm not going to try it, but if you were to try to take this lid off of the tank, then the feed doors would stay in place. Same thing as for the auto feeder slot back here, that insert door back there, it will stay in place. It's not going to fall in the tank. And the biggest thing about this lid is actually 2 things. The first thing is this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is a solid evaporation cover, a very large solid evaporation cover. And what this does is 2 things. For this tank, it will stop evaporation by about, let's say 80%, because you're covering about 80% of the tank with these covers. And the second thing that it'll do is it actually will stop the fish from splashing. Because if they splash from under this, it's just going to stop it. It's going to stop it on the underside, and it's not going to be able to splash up onto the lights. That was really important for this client, and it's really important for a lot of clients that have bigger tanks, because they will have bigger fish, like pufferfish or splashers, tangs or splashers, or triggerfish are also splashers. Really any larger fish can splash and they can make a mess of your room. And so we can cover with a solid cover like this to prevent that. And if you want to come sort of to where the lid splits, so this is a 3-piece lid, and where it splits, it's a very big lid. And so we essentially, for any lid this size, we will have extra supports that we will put here. And so that prevents it from bowing down a lot. You can see that I can still move this lid. It's not like it's going to be like a molecular straight, but it's not going to bow down in the water. They are removable. If anybody has an issue with it and we have to send them out another one, then they're completely removable. It's fine. But it's just to keep it from bowing. These are not made from any steel that's going to rust or anything like that. It's completely inert, and salt water will not affect it. The last thing I want to show you guys is actually this client feeds frozen food a lot, and we usually do cups like this one for frozen food. And so it's essentially just a cup that has holes in the bottom of it, and it has holes in the side as well. So drop the food in here, and then it defrosts. And as it's defrosting, it just sort of comes out the cup over time instead of just throwing it all in the tank at once. So it is impossible for us with our current printers to print a cup this big. And so what we did is something we've actually never done before. We made a plate that will fit inside of the feed door, like this. And then it has a hole in it that will fit this cup. Right, and so that's just an easy way. He can still use the feed or the feed cup, and he's not going to be limited because of the size. And other than that, guys, I think that is that is pretty much it. I'm going to go down to the far end of the tank here. I feel like I'm just walking forever. But if you guys have any questions on the lid projects that we do, or on if you have a tank that's similar to this one, or just if you have any tank and you'd like to inquire about a lid project, feel free to reach us at toplids.com. There is a phone number at the top of the website where you can either call or text us, or there's a live chat button in the bottom right of the website. It should be a big orange button, and you can just click that button and then you can talk live with one of our designers. So again, this has been Tyler with Top Lids, and I hope you enjoyed this Reef Saavy showcase. I sure did. Talk with you guys soon.